Hi there and welcome back to the channel. In this video we will explore the creation of cost centers through a BAPI. Therefore let's first inspect a normal cost center via transaction code KS03. We need to set a controlling area first and then hit enter, and then let's just display one of the cost centers already existing in our system by clicking now on enter or on master data over here. Let's actually navigate to the change mode first, so we go to cost center change. Alternatively, you could also go via transaction code AS02, hit enter, and then we can see over here the mandatory fields. Those are extremely important later on when we fill our BAPI. So you can see we have quite a few mandatory fields. Let's actually write them down. We have the name, we have the person responsible. Both are free text fields, so we could insert any value we would like. Then we have the cost center category, in this instance W, but we could also utilize the search help to see all the available options. For now we will take W as well for our new cost center that we will create through the body. Then we have the hierarchy area. It's set to BK1010. We will take this one as an input value for our body as well. The company code 1010. Then we have the functional area, YB40, the currency, and the profit center. Those are the important values. As you can see, most of them are marked with an asterisk. The functional area and profit center are important in my system. They don't necessarily need to be important in your system as well, but most of the time, companies utilizing SAP S for HANA use at least the profit center here. Okay, let's check the other tabs real quick. In the control data, we don't have any mandatory fields. The same counts for templates, addresses, and communication. The history itself we don't need to fill anyways. So far so good. Now let's actually go to the BAPI. Therefore we navigate to transaction code /n SE37. That's /n SE37. And then we insert the BAPI called BAPI_cost center _create multiple. Click on test execute or F8 on your keyboard. And then you can see over here we need to pass some values. First of all, we will pass the controlling area. This was the one we have seen before. In my system it was A000. We could select test run, but for now I will leave it as is. If necessary, then you would mark this here with an X. These two you don't necessarily need, but then when it comes to the tables, we need to fill the cost center list. So let's click on this button over here, and then you can see here a whole list with values that we could pass to this BAPI. I always advise you to display this list in a single entry view. This you can do via this button here or via Shift and F7 on your keyboard. It's easier like that. Let's actually now inspect the text that we wrote down. Actually, one important field is missing here, the cost center ID. This is the first one we need to fill. And also with the cost center ID there comes a validity period. So let's start from top to bottom. The cost center ID I will set to 10/10/11/05. In my example, the validity I will set to the 1st of January till the 31st of December. Then we have the person responsible. This would map to the person in charge. So let's just say test user, like that. Let's actually mark them over here. So this one and this one we filled. We have the cost center category. This would map to the cost center type. Let's insert W and mark it here as done. The hierarchy area would map to the cost center hierarchy group value. So let me actually copy this one and insert it over here. So this one is also done. Then we have the company code. It was 1010 in my example. And by the way, if you want to find out more about cost centers, I will leave you a couple of videos in the description of this one. Okay, company code is ready. And then we can already see here the currency and profit center. So let me fill those two first. Let me copy this one, profit center. The currency is euro and the profit center I can paste now. Okay, profit center is done and currency is done as well. What is missing now would be the name of the cost center and the functional area. Therefore, we need to scroll down in this list over here until we find the name row. Let's say test cost center 1, and then the functional area over here was YB40. Okay, let's mark them here. Functional area YB40 we set, and the name as well. With that we filled all the mandatory fields. Then we can click here on copy. You can see the values are now pasted over here, and we can go back. You can now see in the cost center list it says 1, and this is actually sufficient for our BAPI already. What we will do right now is the following. We click on save data record, insert a comment to find the saved data easily, and then click on copy. And now we will go again to /n SE37. This time, click on Function Module, Execute, Test Sequence. Insert the function module that we utilized before. It was called BAPI Cost Center Create Multiple. And then insert the BAPI transaction commit. Because this one is the one we used before, we will execute it in a second. And afterwards, we will need to execute the BAPI transaction commit to write the values to the database and to actually create a cost center. Click on Execute. Now we will get our saved data via test data dictionary. Double click on the one we saved before. You can see now cost center list is 1, controlling area is set, and then we can actually click on Execute. You can see one result was returned, and now to write it to the database, we click on Back and execute the BAPI transaction commit. Yeah, and this is it. Now we can go out of this view. Here we click on Copy, and then we navigate to /n KS03 again to see if it worked. Let's now insert our new cost center. It was 10.10.11.05. You can see it's already appearing. This means that it worked perfectly fine. Let's hit on Enter. And now we can see the cost center that we created through the BAPI with the name, the person responsible, the cost center category, hierarchy, and company code, as well as the functional area, currency, and profit center that we passed to this BAPI. And in that way, you can create a cost center via BAPI. You can use this BAPI in your custom programs to create thousands of cost centers with a few clicks. Thanks a lot for watching this video till the end. I hope you liked it. If so, then please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. See you next time.